seeing if this is still going to work or it. But I did you know, kept that positive attitude mentality once I, lost the job doing the truck driving and just focused on, what I knew I needed to do to, get a job and get an income. And yeah, of course, you still have those questions like, what's going to happen? Um, how do I pay the bills and everything? But if you get hung up in those worries and you lose sleep and you lose focus, then you're not making the progress, and it just makes kind of makes the problem worse. And so, yeah, I had a few times when it was, some thoughts of like, hey, no, yeah, okay, up, Will, and his girlfriend just got home, and that was Yen, the little four-legged grandpupper, and yep, Yen's ready to go inside. That's the pup's name. But yeah, so I found out that I wasn't going to be driving the truck anymore, and once I got home, the next day I went and applied for the delivery driver job at Domino's, and I got hired an hour after I turned in the application. Started working that Friday or that Saturday with the training, and then the next thing that I did, wound up going to Lowe's because I delivered there all the time, and I knew that they had a couple job openings, and turned in an application there, talked to the hiring manager, and I had a job there you know less than a week after I stopped driving the truck. I've been doing that for a little over a month now, and it's a fun job. It's something, getting to help people and talk to them and help them out with the plumbing concerns, and help them get, hey, what's up, Bubba Sigma? I was just, what's up? How you doing? I was just on here chatting about what I've been up to. Also, we've got, the whole point of this channel is to chat about, what's going on in the world around us, and how to maintain a good positive attitude, and the positive things that we could do to impact the world around us. I think one of the things that's really important right now, we've got some bees that I need to clean out. And why this comes up, hello, hi Hunt YT. And we got a couple of beehives here. One of them didn't make it through the winter. We got to clean out. My original plan is I was going to do that while I was chatting with everybody, little fireside, and just kind of see what comes up. But, one of the things that I've noticed is out there and about, there's just a lot of people that are way too negative and take things way too personally. If everybody, you want to see the beehives? Heck yeah, we can go and see the beehives. They're not very active right now in the evening. Keep losing connection. I guess I keep losing connection. I'm gonna have to see what we do on if it records it or not. I might have to welcome back. We're still sitting fireside. One of the things that was really helpful the past month and a half, because I was driving a truck for the longest time, and now when I lost that job, there was that typical thing that happens when you lose a job. You kind of wonder, what do I do next? What's going to happen? How do I pay the bills? And those are all thoughts that are going to happen. They're part of being human. So you can't ignore it. But the important part is not to get consumed by it. I had those thoughts, but I just, reminded myself I had a plan. I had already turned in my application at Domino's the day after. I think right like an hour after I got home from the truck. And I knew I had a job as soon as I left the building after turning that application in because I'd worked there before and I knew everybody and I did good work. And then I went out to the Trotwood Lowe's, you know, day after that because I knew the receiving person there because I was their drywall delivery person for years. And I knew that they had a job opening. So I knew I had a plan, even though it wasn't planned that I was leaving the truck driving job. And the important thing there is, that I learned from that is even though I had that plan, how quickly I got hired on at these places, I could get hired on at any place. I've got good skills. And so when you lose your job, you just have a plan, execute, and have confidence in yourself. And, that worked really well for me. And, I got a chance to share with more people my thoughts and my ideas and the thoughtful disagreement philosophy and the idea of, getting more people to talk about subjects that are difficult and challenging because, we need more communication in our society today because when we don't talk, we're left assuming or guessing, what's going on the other side. And it's just really important that we see each other as people first and foremost. Because, oops. Welcome. How are you doing this evening? I'm out here fireside. We're going to be was going to take care of some bees, but had to change those plans for the evening. So I was just kind of talking about my journey since I transitioned to a new job and, getting a chance to connect with people and share more information with them about thoughtful disagreements and, the importance of talking to one another. You guys could chat back with me. I love to talk about any topic, answer questions. Where are you guys at? What are you doing? Why are you scrolling through the live videos instead of being outside or taking care of some bees or okay. No, that didn't work. We just keep going. Hey. Get the fire going nice and good. It's a little chilly this evening. So one of the things that I hope that we can see through watching the world around us and watching our interactions with other people that, hey, welcome. I'm just sitting fireside this evening. Wonderful spring evening, little chilly in Ohio. Transition to keep working on sharing my thoughtful disagreements channel, getting more discussions going with some friends and neighbors. And now that I have coworkers that I see on a regular basis daily, when you're driving a truck, that you don't really see anybody in particular daily, and never really long enough that you get a chance to you know chit chat much or anything. But the nice thing is the new jobs, I get to chat with people in the break room, and I've made some definitely you know made a couple new friends and new acquaintances, and got to you know hear some people with some that are seeing the same things that I see in the world around, not not seeing them from a political spectrum, but just seeing the need for people to come together to realize that the people that are really causing our problems for us are not each other. It's the people in power and the people that have the money that run the businesses and take advantage of those things. Those are kind of the primary people that are trying to drive us apart, and they do that successfully through you know mitigating media and algorithms, and just having money affords you a certain luxury at that point in what you're able to do to have your political ideas heard and not. But what do you guys want to talk about this evening? Somebody has to be in the channel first, but I'm grateful for the large group of people came in earlier, and some people saying hey, and I hope to see you guys back, and check the channel out, or check the live feed out while it's posted on the channel as well. We got some work in progress. We clean up the back here, but got our fire going this evening on a nice sort of chilly spring Ohio evening. One of the things that's interesting about working in the retail sector is who just kind of holler at you from across an aisle. How do we gotta be engaging from the moment people come in? You gotta welcome them, say, hey, what's going on? But one of the things I found interesting about the retail environment, people will yell at you from like across an aisle away. And it's interesting because I mean, I can tell from Lowe's, and with having powered equipment moving around in like the warehouse, you certainly couldn't have people walking around with earbuds in and whatnot. But like your regular retail store nowadays, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, heck, I pay a little attention next time I'm walking around and see, but I bet that there are people walking around with their earbuds in, listening to music. So while we're listening to that music, and if you were to holler at them across the aisle, they might not even hear you. And yet, I'm in a Lowe's, they're hollering at me from clear across an aisle, and I acknowledge, like, oh, hi. And then I start walking toward them, and they start explaining to me what they want, but I can't hear them because there's all the other noise going on in the background. It's interesting, the things that we don't notice when we're customers that we might do. And Just because you're not really thinking about it from that perspective, you've got that person's attention, they're coming your way, so you go over there and eh, that's what happens. But yeah. Oh, since it was kind of spur of the moment, and the main idea behind the original video this evening was going to be the chats that come up while we were taking care of bees and kind of talking about the clean out process of the hive, because we have the one that didn't make it. Um, but I'll make sure that I do that live, and I'll let everybody know when I'm going to do that, so that excuse me, so that way, when I'm let you know when I'm doing it, that way you guys can check it out, see what it's like. I mean, there's a very somber aspect. I've got to meant and tell you, because we're cleaning out the hive from where they didn't make it through the winter, so it's a bunch of cleaning out a bunch of dead bees. So if that's the sort of thing that you think might disturb you, you might want to not check it out. But it's something that we have to do so that we can get that hive ready to create a new colony. We just couldn't get them into a box small enough going into the winter. I think if we could have maybe got them in a slightly smaller box, it might have been all right. But it got so cold for so long, for probably a week, or I don't even remember. It was quite a long period of time where it was just so cold out, and the bees, they have to keep warm, otherwise they just don't make it. So when I get that, for sure we'll come live, so that those that want to check it out can. Otherwise, leave me some comments, send me some messages. If any of you guys would like to chat about some philosophies, ideas, things that are going on. Don't forget to check out and search for the Declaration of Rescission and Revision on Facebook. Think it's going to see some major changes here coming up, especially given the Voting Rights Act. Hey, welcome to the channel. Especially with the Supreme Court decision, what we're going to wind up having to do is revise that document and get it out there. But again, hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thanks to all the people who stopped in and checked out my live. And don't forget to tune in next time, when we're going to be cleaning out a failed beehive colony. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Be kind to everybody, and remember, we're all just walking each other home.